Hi, I'm Kaylee, and this is my first update on how all my reading is going for the 30 Books in 30 Days Readathon. It has been a great first week of September for the 30 Books in 30 Days. I've got a lot of momentum going with all of my reading, and I've mostly been enjoying my reading quite a lot. Before we dive into everything I've been reading in the past week, I'm going to reach back here to our Booktuber Shoutout book, and we're going to shout out somebody randomly. Today's shout out goes to Stephanie at Miss Richards Reads. She is one of my favorite booktubers, so be sure to go over and subscribe to her. I will leave a link in the description to her channel. And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying 30 Books in 30 Days. And of course, follow me over on Instagram and Goodreads and Storygraph and all the places. As you may know, if you have been following my channel and saw my TBR for 30 Books in 30 Days, I'm not just participating in 30 Books in 30 Days, I'm also participating in Series September and in Shakespeare. So I've been reading some Shakespeare, and I have a few series that I'm trying to get a few of those books read. And I've also challenged myself to read at least 10 of the books from my Wrapped Books Challenge. So I've got a lot of things on my plate in September, but thankfully all of these things kind of dovetail together and they work really well together. Shakespeare is the perfect time to do 30 Books in 30 Days because you can read Shakespeare in a couple of hours. And I have several series that have really short books, and so I'm getting some of those series read because they're short ones that I can read in a day. I started out on September 1st reading Ellie in First Position. This is a graphic novel about a little girl who is very awkward, does not have very good coordination. She tries all these different sports and it's just not for her. But then she discovers ballet. And for some reason, she's very graceful when she's doing ballet, probably because she can move to the music, you know. But her mom just insists that she needs to do more sports because her mom thinks then you'll make friends with your teammates, you know. And her mom thinks that ballet is just all this frou-frou nonsense. And it takes a while, but Ellie and her mother kind of work on their communication a little bit better, work to understand one another a little bit more, and eventually Ellie is able to take ballet classes. I really loved this. I thought it was just so cute. I loved the illustrations and everything. I love that she's a complete klutz at every sport because I am also not exactly coordinated with sports. So I really related to this. I just thought it was just lovely. And it's really cool to see how Ellie is kind of finding her place and finding what she's good at, but she starts to notice all of her friends, how they are good at drawing or they are good at, just different things. Everybody kind of has their own talents, and she learns to appreciate that in her friends as well. Really adorable. I gave it 4 stars. Then I picked a number out of a teacup and randomly chose Agatha Christie's Appointment with Death. So this is perfect for Series September because I'm trying to read through all of the Poirot series, and this is a Poirot book. I think I'm just going to do a completely separate video review of Appointment with Death because, of course, I love Poirot, I love Agatha Christie, and I have a lot of things to say about this book. Well, as soon as I had finished this one, then I chose another random number from the teacup and came up with Hickory Dickory Dock, which is another Poirot. So it was so funny that out of choosing random numbers, I ended up with 2 Agatha Christie's back to back. So I also will be doing a separate review video of Hickory Dickory Dock because once again, I just love Poirot and I love Agatha Christie and I have a lot to say. I loved both of these. I think I gave both of these 5 stars. I just adore Poirot so much. Then I had another graphic novel to read. This is the Ballad of Ronan. This is a collection of chapters 1, 2, and 3 of this series. I don't even know if there's more issues that are out yet, but this is issues or chapters 1, 2, and 3. So I liked the art style really well. I think it was really, really well done. The story is definitely interesting. So it kind of starts out with this flashback from like medieval times when there's magic and there's a changeling. And then it fast forwards to modern times and there are these 2 people and they're orphans. They don't really know where they're from. And of course, there's some sort of magical background there or something. And it's sort of like they're on a quest to discover magic. You don't really learn a lot, though, in these first few chapters. They just pose a lot of questions, and then the series would have to continue on from here before things would really, start to make sense, I guess. I was definitely intrigued. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to continue reading the rest of them, but I was definitely intrigued, and I liked these characters. However, there is some profanity, and that was just such a disappointment. In lieu of that, because of the profanity, and there is some violence as well, it's not super graphic or anything, but it was fine. But because of the profanity, then I probably won't continue reading the rest. So I gave it 3 stars. Then I read Outpost Zero. Now, normally when people put sticky tabs, that's a place that they really loved or that they, want to remember or something. When I put sticky tabs, a lot of the time, that's the thing that I didn't like. And I want to count up how many things were there that I didn't like. And then that affects my rating and my review. So these are all the curse words. This is all the curse words. And this is one place where, a couple places actually, where people were taking drugs and getting high. So, yes. This is about people who are actually living in a crashed spaceship. So generations before, a spaceship of humans who are trying to escape Earth, they crash landed in an inhospitable planet, just this frozen planet. And so they have to live inside the spaceship. However, there are places where the spaceship has sunken underground or something, and nobody can get down there. You can't even access it. And most people don't really understand how the technology of their ancestors even works. It's not like there's instructions or anything. And a lot of things have sort of just been lost over the time. And so they're all just struggling to survive. Aaliyah is our main character, and she is just sure that there has to be something more out there rather than just trying to survive. She wants to see her society expanding and thriving. And she and her friends have many adventures to discover the hidden secrets at Outpost Zero. So there are a lot of bad words in there that I was just like, wow, I did not need that. That was so unnecessary. And there is a side character who is a drug addict. I will say, though, the drug addiction is handled well. There are characters who are trying to get her clean. There are characters who decide, you know what, actually, I want to try drugs. And they try it, and then they realize, wow, that was the worst mistake of my life. I need medical assistance. I need help to get clean. And so I felt like it was a good exploration of that subject to see how these different characters react. And it was handled in a healthy manner to show this is a bad idea. You do not want to be taking drugs. This is awful, There are also trigger warnings for suicide, but that is also a subject that is very well dealt with. There's a character who's contemplating suicide. There's another character who actually commits suicide. And then all the other characters have kind of this aftermath of how they're reacting to what happened, trying to encourage this other character who is having these dark thoughts. So I thought it actually ended up being really inspiring to see how these characters have the courage to keep on and to rely on their friends and how they come together and support one another. So I felt like those were very positive, healthy messages around some really difficult situations, around some really difficult subject material. If it just hadn't been for all of the profanity, then I would have liked this a lot more. As it is, I gave it 4 stars. And I read Shakespeare's As You Like It. And of course, I have a lot of things to say about Shakespeare's As You Like It. And then I also watched the 2007 or something, the movie of As You Like It. So I have a lot of things to say about Shakespeare. I'm so glad to be diving into some Shakespeare with the September Readathon. And it was really fun to go back and reread As You Like It. I have not read that play in like 11 years or something. So it was definitely time to go back for a reread. So definitely check out, I'm going to be doing another video all about As You Like It and all the things that I love about Shakespeare. And then we come to today. I haven't even started reading yet today. So today I'm going to be reading The Nameless City. This is the first book in a trilogy by Faith Erin Hicks, and I have been holding on to this one for months, like just staring at it like, oh, finally now the day has arrived when I can actually read this graphic novel. I already know that I love Faith Erin Hicks because I've read a lot of her other things, so I have super high expectations of this one. Please leave me a comment and let me know, how is your reading going so far for 30 books in 30 days? Are you starting to fall behind, or are you keeping up with a book every day? Or have you been keeping up with reading 30 minutes for every day? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.